Hey guys, today is Sunday, the 19th of October. I'm in this country probably for around 5 more weeks only.
Reporting in.
I've just spent
Securing our interests.
4 days in Addis
What's the op?
Ababa, which
Offering
was good. My
assistance.
father is presently
Ready.
in Malindi. I'm gonna go meet him after I do this
We must
diary.
persuade the people.
At your service.
But yeah, basically I'm kind of looking at his scene.
Targeting the opposition.
He was talking
Your
about
orders?
coming to Kenya, knock on some wood, but he has these guys in Nairobi who I met up with them. They're trying to decarbonize fleets. They're electric vehicles campaigners, kind of with the UN, and they kind of think I'm cool. Some of them think I'm cool, so I might engage with those guys in a more serious capacity here. I'm gonna start surveying Gambia, Senegal,
Surveilling target area.
in a hope to catch an alien, which will allow me to investigate turned abductees. But it's kind of a waste of this guy's time. So let's see. I mean, it's rolling a dice, so hopefully that'll be good. Okay, let me do this. But yeah, I was up in Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa has just banned petrol vehicle sales. So there's still mostly petrol vehicles in their fleet, but all new vehicles have to be electric by law. And that's kind of wild. The conference was all about electric motorbikes because it was like an Africa conference. And the lion's share of EVs, aside from Ethiopia, lion's share of EVs in Africa are electric vehicles. And so what I really learned a lot about was my electric vehicles plans. There was another guy.
Securing our control.
Yes, so I'm going to start doing these permanent, no, not this one, but the next two I'm going to do permanent assignments, so hopefully not forget. But yeah, so the guy who owns my motorbike, he's in Kenya, Uganda,
On Overwatch.
this one, no, also not that. Rwanda, and then Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. So he's not as dominant in the entire market as I thought, but he's just put up some, yes, this one is permanent assignment. He's just put up a billboard in Malindi, and he also sponsored the conference, so he is exceedingly earning mad stacks of loot. And so what I'm going to try and do is sell his charger, I think, in Malindi, and then maybe I'll push. So I'm going to be a very aggressive play against him, but I've been kind of talking to these intellectuals of the movement about how, like, me being a very aggressive play against him will actually kind of benefit. So I'm coming into this, it's illegal as well, by the way. This is entirely criminal, so I'm admitting to crimes on YouTube right now, or planning crimes. But I've been talking to the intellectuals about how I think it should, if I weaken this player who's a bit monopolistical, it will boost it'll encourage innovation in the space and encourage people to decarbonize Africa. So I'm in this weird space there. And now tomorrow I'm going up to Lamu County, so I'm doing the mental whiplash of jumping between different companies of mine, which so far exist just as a twinkle in my eye. But I'm here chilling with my father today. I'm thinking a bit about my 3D printing and my plastic, but mostly this past week I've been thinking about electric vehicles. And the other thing that's worth mentioning is that I got confirmation that the tuk-tuks might not be as good of a deal as as the customer told me. So now I have the customer saying it's going to be entirely lucrative and I should get into it, and it's a great deal. Not critical success, but this is going to be another assignment. So I'm going to blast up to dominating Italy because I control the mass media. So I'm going to convince them all that I'm the good guys. And yeah, so tuk-tuks may or may not be, might be a boondoggle. So I'm not going to go in there expecting that to be lucrative, but selling the chargers is going to be lucrative. And then that'll build me up a war chest / investment fund that I can use to play into the market in Malindi in other ways. So I'm ready to go with that, and I've learned a huge amount from this conference about the the strategic landscape for electric motorbikes and tuk-tuks and stuff. And now I'm going up to Lamu to do a second last meeting with the governor, where I pitch him and do a little dance for all of his stakeholders, and then maybe before I leave, there'll be another one. Provide funding for research. These are actually pretty good events because I have a lot of money to play with that, and it boosts survivor. It turns money into red income for me. See, so 0.25 you see up here. Press that button. 0.29. That's huge. So yeah, that's a good event. And now I'm kind of locking down, because Saudi Arabia will start unifying the way Europe is once I get the right technology. So I'm securing, I have a hold on Iraq, and I'm demilitarizing, I'm bringing peace to Iraq, and then I'm also going to do it with Yemen. Yemen is worth a lot less than Iraq, but why not? So now next week I'm going up, I'm living in the humble abode of Lamu Makoe. I'm going to go to the Ghetto View, the wonderful Ghetto View estates. So that'll be a bit of a rough living because I'm incredibly broke. But I think I'm getting close to getting that company ready. So I'm quite confident about my 3 companies I'm pushing hard in. This in terms of the recycling, it's getting really bad. The global market collapse in recycling. So this is why I'm so poor. My customer in Mombasa has just said he's indefinitely refusing to buy, which is like, damn, bro. So that's too bad. And so my financials are a huge mess. But things are going along here. I'm pivoting around. I'm going to look to try and stockpile HDPE for when my machine is finished. I'll have a stockpile that I can speed up how quickly I sell HDPE. So that's going to be an ongoing mess, basically, is the story.
Our people have taken control.
Yep, that makes sense. So yeah, things are coming along quite well, and I'm meeting with my father. We're talking about the policy, strategy, whatever, about decarbonizing Africa, and I'm a little player. So basically, I'm like going to be in alliance with these UN guys, and I'm going to be like the outside the walls boy who can have different levers and do things that they think are impossible. Like aggressively change the business model of a major corporate player, because I can outcompete him and they don't have that power at all. So that's fun. So yeah, that's more or less it. Again, I guess, I did another journey. Ethiopia is a very interesting place. It's much more authoritarian in a way, but also the leadership aren't clowns. So like they banned petrol cars. Addis Ababa has been really growing into a nice city really fast. I mean, the thing is, very likely outside the walls of Addis Ababa, they have the same population as the entire East Africa combined. And very likely it gets really poor really quickly as you go out into the highlands of Ethiopia that aren't Addis Ababa. I've never been outside of, like, I always go to Ethiopia and then like never leave my city block. Just like go bouncing around in a very, very small area. But this city block I was in this time next to the UN was extremely nice and feels very developed. The population is still full of babies. They're still ballooning, same as most of Africa. But the people in the street, they're like different from Africans, right? They're different from, they call them Bantus, but all the normal African race. And I kind of tagged them all as white people in my mind. So I kept thinking Ethiopians were white people. And then in the conference, I kind of hung out with the other white people as a way of avoiding the people who would actually be my direct rivals of my class. I'm trying to be a bit sneaky about this motorbikes thing. So all the other business owners are Africans, and I hung out with the whites instead of with the other business owners as a way of keeping myself a bit more sneaky. So that was a fun gambit. So anyway, I'll see you guys next week. I will be back from Lamu, which it won't be my final trip, but it'll be like my Avant Dernier trip. Ciao.